You know when you meet someone and you very quickly realize you pretty much share a brain, you're always on the same page and essentially speak the same language, maybe just in a different font?
I'm Stephanie, and that was Holly, and we are those girlies. After sharing an experience in corporate America, and maybe some trauma bonding along the way, we really just want to yammer about the stuff that matters to us. Join us as we discuss navigating self-love and growth, marriage, sobriety, and the hamster wheels that are our brains. And welcome to Same Language, Different Font. Here we are.
Hey, listeners.
I feel like
we're here.
Are you shocked? I love how we always pause and then we're both like at the same time like, oh, hi.
I don't know.
Okay.
I know. I'm like, I don't know if you're gonna talk first. I'm gonna. What are you expecting?
I think in that moment, like I just like freeze and I'm just like, okay,
yeah,
we're doing it again. All right,
we're doing it again.
Your brain has got this. You can form thoughts.
We are here, listeners, recording episode 5 already. I can't believe we are already 5 episodes in. We have a little bit of a different episode for you today. Also different setup. I'm trying to shake things up a little bit. And I don't know, it's going to distract me the entire episode because I'm not good with change.
And then she wonders why she's feeling frazzled.
That's right.
She's frazzling herself.
Throwing things around. Stepping out of the norm left and right today, but we do not have a specific topic that we're going to be kind of discussing and reviewing and sharing tips and tricks on today. Today, we're going to be really emphasizing that different font portion of our title where we discuss things that we disagree on and things we don't necessarily see eye to eye on. It's essentially just going to be a fun episode. We didn't want every single one to just be
heavy,
focusing on that growth and heavy. And like we mentioned in a few of them, there are going to be days of rest and just days of enjoying the right now. And now, holy cow, we are enjoying this podcast so much. So we're just going to have fun with it today.
Yeah.
And hopefully see what you guys think about each of these different things as well. A lot of them are like very pop culture focused. So if you come up with different things where you're like this or that, or that you want to include in the comments, send them our way. If you want to jump in on giving whoever grief that you disagree with, please do so.
Please do so.
There's going to be some
roast us in the comments, please.
I always say you can definitely roast, just do it kindly.
That's
please.
right.
I'm sensitive.
You'll hit my one feeling.
All right, so we are going to talk about a few different things that have kind of come up. I'm sure that there are a lot more, and I'm sure, Stephanie, you might even think of some as we're going through this of like, what are you talking about? I think we just had one before we started recording talking about Scarface.
Yep. Yeah.
I think that's a movie, right? That's a movie?
It is a movie. Just one of the more classic movies of all time. Now, I will say in your defense, it is very violent and it's just a very angry movie overall. And from what I've learned about my dear friend Halls, nope, not at all.
Is that the one where it's like, say hello to my little friend?
How are you gonna quote the movie?
Okay, because it is a classic. I know that, but like,
it's the same thing as you texting me last night saying, Amelie. I'm like, see, you know the song that one of my favorite lyrics and quotes comes from.
I don't know the song, and I'll explain. You guys, by this point, you will have heard the episode where Stephanie mentions this song, Amelie. I guess is it Amelie Once? Is that the title?
Or is it once? But now for me, forever, it's going to be Amelie. So good job.
2 Millies. But I only know it because she references it in an episode. And if you guys knew how many times we listen to our own episodes before they are released,
you'd be
holy
appalled.
Cow. That's why I know one lyric from that song, aside from, I'm assuming he says Amelie, but... No, I've never seen Scarface.
I mean, I will say, just for the overall culture of things and pop culture, it's the same thing as like seeing Pulp Fiction or maybe not, honestly, because I don't even know. See, when I was younger and like I thought that I was like a little baby gangster, like I loved it. I loved it and I was all about it. And now like I might watch it like this guy just really needs a hug. I think he might need to do a little bit of soul search. He needs to set some boundaries. You know,
he should listen to the pod. If only this pod came out earlier for that guy.
Al Pacino okay, we talked about Taylor listening. We talked about Sarah J. Moss listening. We've talked about Kiki now. How that guy? Did I just hear you refer to Mr. Pacino?
Like,
is that guy?
Oh, I think my friend's grandma used to date Al Pacino. I think that's a story that I've heard. I'll have to ask her. Her grandma's incredible. Italian. It might just be like something that I don't know. I'll have to double check with her, but I think that my friend's grandma used to date Al Pacino. Yeah.
That's
I feel like I have to watch this movie now.
Yes, you absolutely need to watch this movie. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's funny.
That's good stuff.
Funny. Sorry, listeners. I'm not I don't know a lot of classic movies, but if you ask me about an animated movie, your chances go up significantly that I've seen that one.
Something tells me that you've got like 9 million nieces and nephews and spent a lot of time around.
Tell me you don't. Yeah. Scarface.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really differing on what we think about it because I don't have any opinions about it because I haven't seen it. But you weren't selling me on the description.
No, I don't think I could, honestly, really. Now that I actually think about it, it's just overall just a very intense watch, if you will.
Yeah, but the next one that I have, and this one baffles me. Oh my gosh, let me tell you what, this one I can't wrap my brain around. Speaking of, another one that I couldn't wrap my brain around was that you didn't do grocery pickup until the end of 2024 with 5 children. But
after we discussed and you found out the reason why, did it not make more sense? Holly and I had a conversation because she was perplexed that I had never done grocery pickup. And she says to me, but how did you grocery shop through COVID? And it was in that moment that she also had her light bulb go off where she remembered that her co-host worked for Publix for like 12 years.
No, why are you making me sound like a bad co-host? Like I don't know your life.
Still working. No, because it was a hilarious aha moment where like, you were like, oh, you worked at Publix. I was like, girl, I was in COVID. I was COVID. And it was so funny to me. I was cracking up so hard when we were talking about that.
It makes sense 5 years ago as to why you didn't do grocery pickup.
Right.
But still,
what happened since then, Steph? I know. Anyways, I hear you.
We're on the same language on that one now, thankfully. Yep. But
we are.
Listeners, our lovely Steph has 5 children and doesn't use a planner. Oh. I cannot get past this one. I have probably 3 different planners that I use. One is to see, I have a whiteboard to show what the month is and like what we have for that month. Not to show what the month is. I mean, obviously I know what month it is, but to show, it's just a big whiteboard that just says February. But to show what we have that month. And between Em and I and the farm, because they have their own schedules, like, let's be real. But then I have what I need to do this week. I have a weekly planner to show for work and the pod and all of that. And then I have my own, when people want to schedule things, my yearly planner. And I don't know how you do it. How do you live without one?
Tight beers of the world unite. Listen, I have, and this is not just since motherhood. I mean, it's not like I was somebody who kept a planner until I had kids and then
that would be even more baffling.
Let go of the planner. I know we've said it in almost every episode. Maybe it's the object permanence of it all. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's not for a lack. I am one of those people that if you put me in an Office Max or an Office Depot, I'm going in, dude. I'm looking for the best pens. I want the cutest notebook. I want like the perfect feeling.
Office Maxes even around still?
I don't know. But Listen, our listeners, there are office supply lovers out there, okay? My favorite part of going back to school was school supply shopping. Like,
I love back to school
right.
shopping.
But for some reason, there's something about a planner. I've just never been able to do it. I don't know what it is. I don't know
You know
if
what they
it's
give you back to school shopping when you go back to school? They give you agendas.
yeah. Yeah, no, maybe it's my don't tell me what to do. Like I and then
A little gangster coming out, like still
applying it,
rebelling as an
but
adult. I will not!
but then applying it to myself as well. Like, don't tell 5 days from now Stephanie what she's gonna do. Like, she doesn't know. I honestly, it's terrible. It really, but is it? Because I get it done. It all gets done. Now, I may spiral while it's getting done, but I'm not mean, and I don't
My
take
mental
it.
health might just like crash, but you know what? We are here.
But then again, I also just think that there's just so much always going on that if I was like, if I really did, because like I've proved to myself over and over the past 6 months to almost a year now, if I really apply myself, I can get it done. Everything changes. I feel like I would be in the planner all day.
It's
And
fair.
like, it's
And it
just,
might be overwhelming to see it written down.
maybe that's it
This is
too.
like therapeutic for you. Like we're digging into the why you don't
It
have
really
a planner.
is. It really is. But I feel like now in motherhood, I feel like a planner when my kids were little, because now they're all getting to the more self-sufficient ages,
Yeah.
that it may have been much more beneficial to me back then for sure. And maybe that was a missed opportunity for me to really try to get things organized and lay it all out, the appointments and all of the things that you have to do. But now I feel like I feel very confident in my messy motherhood. Like my house is organized, and that's what kills me too, is that I'm a very organized person.
You
Like,
are. That's why I
I
was so
am.
shocked when you said you don't use a planner.
I know. It was so funny. It's just never been my thing, and I don't know that it ever will be. I don't know. I can't say that I'm not willing to try. So if any of our listeners out there were a serial non-planning person and somehow you found a way to make it work for you, let me know. But I mean, even when I was in college and stuff like that, like
Oh my
I don't know.
gosh.
I just did
such
it.
a geek with my planner. And I still am. Like I'll write things down in different colors for different things and like
I
just
love it
highlight
though.
different.
Like
It's so nice.
wish to my core, like you'll send me like little pictures and stuff and I'm like, it's so pretty and it makes so much sense and I'm sure it makes things so much easier. But for me, I'm like, I maybe it's a part of the serial giving up. And I mean, I've got planners. I've got them from years and they're just empty or full of doodles. I don't know.
You know, you can't use those anymore. They do have an expiration date
You can
on
also
them.
throw those away now, Steph. Like,
Yeah,
get rid of
also,
them.
yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's never been my thing. I don't know. I can set a reminder now. I can set I talk to my Siri.
Oh, I can't do that. I can't do.
And so maybe that's my thing. See, you've got to write it down and you've got to have it and stuff. But for me, I talk to Siri. I'm like, hey, girl, I'm going to need some help on this coming up week with these reminders and things. Me and
some
Siri are
additional
like
support
this.
from Siri
We are
this week.
locked in. Okay. And I'm nice to my AI. Okay. Just a little
Always.
segue there. I'm always nice to my AI. Don't be
Always.
mean to your AI out there, guys. You never know. Okay, I've seen iRobot
I was about
too
to
many
say that
times.
Will Smith movie.
I've seen it too
I know
many
that one.
times. AI and I, we're locked in.
I've
Anyways.
tried to do like reminders on my phone and get the Google Calendar where you can make them different colors. I thought that was really cool too. But man, when they pop up on my phone to remind me to do something, the grump that I feel about being
Don't tell me what
interrupted.
To do.
Yeah, I'm like, get out of here. I know I have it written down and I'm already working on it because it's on my written to-do list, but like, don't get out of here, phone. I have too many notifications coming in right now that I already don't check. I don't need another one.
Right.
I don't. That's a good segue of I don't clear out my inbox notifications for my phone, texts, or email, or social media notifications. I have the red bubbles all over my screen. Yeah, they're bad.
I'll have a panic. Like I'll spiral. I'll be like, get them gone. OG is the same way. I mean, his email thing is like 33,000 or something
Same,
like that. It
yeah.
makes me sick. I'm like, how?
I think I sent you a screenshot of something and you're like, why do you have 22 unread text messages? That was
like,
and it wasn't anything related to that. Like, that's what you picked up on, though.
how? Like, even in my texting app, like, I have to go through like once a week, and like any spam text or anything like that, delete, delete, delete. Like, I can't. It's like,
I mean, I get rid of those. I'm not a monster, but I just don't respond to the people I care about. I just clearly, because that's, I don't know why I'm like, I'm not a monster. I get rid of my spam, but I have 22 unread of people that are actually, I'm really sorry.
People.
Everybody that is close to me, they know that I suck at responding at text messages sometimes. I either respond within 2 seconds or I respond 2 months later. And I'm like, hey, sorry, I got distracted 2 months ago.
Squirrel brain. No, but that's all it takes, though. I mean, I think we're all guilty of that. And I know for a fact we've got listeners out there that are, I read it, I saw it, I responded in my head. And I love ya. I got busy. Somebody called my name, or I saw a pretty bird outside.
A dog barked in my life, because that happens all the time. Speaking of listeners, we are doing our darndest to respond back to every single comment. We love all of the comments, and I want you to know that we very much enjoy responding back to them.
Yes.
But in the speaking it into existence, as these comments continue to grow, just give us all of the grace of, it might take some time to get back to you, but we will get back to you.
Yes.
Because as we talked about last episode, non-negotiables and setting boundaries is, I have been very excited about these episodes being released, and I've been wanting to continue to check in with you guys and respond back as soon as possible. But I do feel like I've been glued to my phone nonstop this week after work with my time with M, and quick apologies to M that I have been a little glued to my phone, excited about this podcast. So we will be working on setting some boundaries with that, but we will get back to you. It might just take a little bit more time. So I wanted to throw that in there too, of, we love you guys, but we will be having some of those boundaries for sure.
We have to find the balance, just like with any good thing. What's the saying? You know, too much of a bad or a good thing can be a bad thing. We're gonna soak it all up, and I completely agree. I share that sentiment. That's some same language going on there. I've noticed my screen time on Sunday will be infinitely higher than it normally
is. I loved it. I'm like, I'm so excited about it. But also you have to, like you said, you have to find that balance. I want to make sure that I still have my time being present.
Yep.
And thank goodness we are so blessed with our husbands, because the grace and understanding that has been given this week, as I have been glued to my phone. Shout out to M and OG, because he's like, why are you refreshing you're refreshing to see how many people have listened. You just did it 3 minutes ago. And I'm like, but what if somebody else listened? Like, what if they commented? I want to get back to them.
Right.
It's just, we are here for it. We are so, so, so excited to get to know you guys. So I just wanted that to be understood, that we will continue with that for sure.
We see you, we hear you, but we might just take a little bit of time to get back to you while we make sure that all of our areas of life are being taken care of. We like to be diligent. We're very diligent girlies out here.
Yes, we are. Even though Steph doesn't use planners. But anyways, next topic at hand is, the rest of mine are all like media and entertainment things. So
the ones
I'm sorry that I don't have any.
I didn't have any like good ones at all. All of mine were like the things that you and I have like gotten in heated. I say heated.
Yeah.
Heated is not the word, but passionate arguments about.
I'm really passionate about planners. I really am.
Staples sponsor.
Yeah, what is yours? What you say one of yours, because I have a few.
I mean, it's probably the thing that like really bugs me the most about our friendship. Like,
I thought you were gonna say about me. I was like,
no, I don't.
This is the end of the pod.
This is it right here. You guys are watching us break up in real time.
To Steph again.
I don't understand, and I will never understand the disdain for Jim Carrey. I will just never.
Oh, God
I will
bless.
never be able to wrap my head around it because I
That's a
have
good one,
loved
though.
him. I have loved him literally since I started watching movies. I mean, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, my family will tell you that I can stand up, and did at a family vacation once, on the dining room table and did a full monologue from the movie, start to finish, did not miss a beat. Like, and I can still do it. That was when I was like 14 years old. I'm 33 and can still do it. And I mean, there's Ace Ventura 1 and 2. There's The Mask.
God, there's 2 of them?
Look at the face that you're making. I don't understand.
I don't,
if you
even
could,
like seeing a picture of him, I don't know what he
right.
did. Jim, if you listen to this, I'm really sorry. I'm sure you're a beautiful human being, but I don't know what it is. And I'm sure that some people might feel the same about me, and that really breaks my heart, but I'm going to try to move past it. But I don't know. I really don't know what it is, but he just grinds my gears a little bit. But I will say, I very much appreciate that you respect that and you don't like throw him
No, I would never.
at me. But that was a good one. That is,
yeah. I started like thinking like, because we've discussed funny things in movies and books and shows and stuff, but for some reason, and I think it's because Jim Carrey is my favorite actor. Like, he's my favorite actor of all time. So
I didn't know you loved him that much.
I think it's because of the way that he just does not hold back. And I was that way.
Though.
Like, I definitely I was that way for such a long time, and then like I started to feel like I needed to be cool, I guess, and so I started to tone down my personality and like make myself make myself more digestible for people.
Oh,
you know what I mean. And I hate that happened, and I want to get back to, and this SLDF and being interactive, you and I have already talked about like our socials presence and things like that, and how that's already changed, and how we can feel like the excitement coming back for it. And like I feel like the true like reason of social media when it originally started is like the fire is being lit again. Like, it's about community, and it's about
showing your individuality and
and like and feeling like free to express yourself in whatever way. Like, literally, Jim Carrey beat the crap out of himself in Liar Liar. Like, do you know how hard it is to act like you are beating yourself up? I've tried it. It is so hard. And he like literally beat the crap.
You tried it?
I had to see, like, how does he do that? Like, this man is literally like punching himself in the face and smashing his head into the sink.
I think we have a bigger conversation we need to have, Stephanie.
No, and this man walks into the bathroom and he looks at Jim, and Jim looks at him, and I'm not going to say the swear word, but he goes, "I'm kicking my own. Do you mind?" And it's just so, how unhinged do you have to be to just let your creativity just flow that way? And that's a level unhinged I aspire to be. So anyways.
I respect that. Like, I like that he is just very much himself. I think that might be, it's not my cup of tea, and that's okay.
That is okay. It is okay, 100%. But yeah, I'll always hold it against you.
It's okay, but you know, I always kind of get really mad when I see your name pop up on my phone.
Oh, Holly, the one who hates Jim Carrey. Bleh.
That should be my name in your phone.
I'm gonna change your name to Jim Carrey.
Again, Jim, I'm really sorry.
Then
I don't know what it is.
to see it, but then I'll know. No, I'm just kidding. Just
golly.
Kidding. That was the first one on my list, and all the rest of them are all just that one, really
but also
silly.
You said that, and I started like writing things down. I don't know. I'm starting to really. They're coming out of the woodworks at this point. But all right,
what else you got?
Real quick. This one won't be a very long one, I'm sure, but there are bigger ones that I definitely do want to touch on, so we got to make sure we get through these. But this one we just talked about, and I'm genuinely very curious because I've heard very, very good things about it, but I was not impressed with anyone but you. that movie.
I like
It was
it
very
a
like, I love me
lot.
some Emily Henry, and she's a beautiful author. And I think that that's the vibe that I was getting when I saw the trailer. I was really, really excited about it. And it was just like,
Did she write? I
no,
didn't
I
know
don't think she
that.
wrote it. But it was like
Not the
a
movie, but did she write a
very
book?
Emily Henry-esque
Yes.
vibe when I
Okay.
saw the
Okay, I
trailer.
see.
And that's why I was really excited about it. But it just, it didn't, it, this sounds aggressive, but it flopped for me.
That's okay.
But I'm not a
You
critic,
know.
so what I say really doesn't matter. But I just didn't really like it. But I know a lot of people who did.
Yeah. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. I thought that the banter was really, really great. I don't know. And I just, maybe it's also, I think that Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell just like really hot. Like they're both like,
Yo,
they're
her
both
hair is 10 out of 10. I was like, I really wish I had those bangs. And then clearly, like, mine flopped. But
yeah, no, it was, and maybe for me also, I'm gonna tell on OG just a little bit, okay? Because he is like the ultimate like epitome of a husband who like I'll turn on a chick flick and he'll walk into the room like, what are you watching? And I'll tell him, he's like, low-key rolls his eyes and walks out, and then 5 minutes later comes back in and he
just
kind of
gets a little bit more
stands.
invested.
Yeah, he just kind of stands there for a minute and watches, and then he'll walk back out, and then eventually he's sitting with me watching the movie, and we get to the end of that one, he's like, I actually like that was pretty funny. And I was like, how validating for a wife to be like, my chick flick, huh? I love that.
I always want that to happen with M, but I'm like, I'll be watching something and he'll be playing Zelda or something on the Switch, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, that was so funny. Like, did you hear that? And he's like, no. He's just completely zoned it out.
No,
Doesn't even
ma'am, I
know that
didn't.
it's on. All right. What else? What's on yours? Is that?
What else did I have? Well, of course, naturally, I have to discuss the fact that we do not share the same favorite Taylor Swift album. Come on,
yeah.
It's gotta be thrown out there. Holly is a red girly, and I am a Midnight's girly. I'm
surprised by that. I thought you were going to say Reputation.
It really, really was. Rep was my favorite, and I know that we have now I would say a mutual friend-ish. Your friend, my newest acquaintance,
the boss.
Who kind of, we had a nice little debate going back and forth, and Rep was at the top of my list for the longest time, but then after you really not pushed me in any way, but reintroduced me to Taylor and like made me start doing my own deep dive, like and then I really started listening to the albums like from start to finish. It slowly transformed. And honestly, for me, Midnight's You're on Your Own, Kid is like, I cannot listen to that song without crying. I cannot like listen to that song without, I don't know. I've heard that it doesn't happen to everybody, where when you listen to music, like you get goosebumps and like you genuinely like feel the music. I hear that doesn't happen to everybody, but I'm definitely like one of those people that like send me all of the music recommendations. Like I'm one of my like unspoken talents, and it's not a talent, but I think it's a talent, is that I'm like a human jukebox. Like if I've heard the song a number of times, like I not only can name the song and who sang it, but I also know the lyrics and stuff too. It's like one of like, if I had to do like a party brag, that would be like the thing I would throw out there. Anyways, there's my squirrel brain going. But yeah, that song, that one, and Would've, Could've, Should've, those two songs between the both of them, just like I felt myself like levitate. Like, oh my gosh, I don't know that I've ever had an artist like speak to my experience while she's writing about her own experience so well.
She is the best writer. Like, I will stand by that. I think that some of her songs are just the most beautifully written. I also really like Olivia Rodrigo's writing.
Oh, me too. And Gracie Abrams,
so much.
Yeah, like literally, like they're so. It's just I love that style now, and I've always been like a lyric. I can get past like the sound of a song if the lyrics are really good, and I think maybe that was the holdup for me with Taylor for a long time, is because I just associated her to country. And for the longest time, I was one of those people that was like, I don't like
another
country.
thing.
I don't like
That's
country.
another thing. Oh, my
Well,
Lanta.
but it's changing. I will say it's changing in my old age. I will just say that there's a lot of country music that
my old age.
in my old age. No, but because I am one of those people who like I feel the music. There's a lot of country music out there that will smack you in your chest
Ooh,
and
right.
bring you like hello, the song Don't Blink by Kenny Chesney is the first one that comes to my head. Like
I can't.
why would I ever want to torture myself listening to this song? Like, I'm going to think about my children and I'm going to cry about all of the times that I shouldn't have blinked because dadgummit time be flying.
I will never blink again.
Like, my eyes are open. Oh my God, I'm never blinking. Like, for real. So, yeah. Anyways, that Taylor Swift album difference is, I mean, I get it
Red,
though, because
for
I have
sure.
also listened through Red and there are a lot of really great songs on Red too.
Yeah.
You're definitely not wrong. Like everything has changed is like
that one is so good. And the moment I knew, I think that's why I like Red so much, is the moment I knew is just really one of my favorites. But you talking about like getting goosebumps when listening to music, and it was really cool. So my mom actually never really like got into music as she was growing up, and you know, it was always just super important to me and like such a staple growing up in my childhood. Like I related to so many of the songs that I listened to, and I loved it. And so I think it was in like 2020 she was coming up and visiting once it was safe to, you know, leave your home, and she really started getting into music around that time and understanding like it was so cool to hear. She was saying like, I didn't know that songs could like make you feel different emotions than what you were feeling before listening to it. And I was like, exactly. Like it was just so cool seeing her like realize it. And it's almost like being with somebody when they see the ocean for the first time. It's just like seeing that
wonder.
It was just, yeah. So yes, that is something that I think is just really, really cool to take from music. And I hope everybody feels that. I really do hope that people
and I was literally
that.
just thinking to myself, like it I don't want to say it bothers me but it does. It kind of irks me. Like when I send somebody, if I'm sending you music or sending you a song that
There's
I
a reason.
think there's a reason for it, and if you just kind of like brush it off and like don't even take the time to, I don't know, that's maybe a love language of mine. It's like I don't know,
adding to the list, making your own love language.
Right,
also, it's 3 minutes, so like, come on.
Right.
Take 3 minutes of your time.
So to hear like that Ma, like, you know, started to, you know, feel that and everything, like that's, I can only imagine like the magic surrounding that. It's so, it's my favorite thing.
Oh my gosh.
I love sending somebody.
Number one fan. Yeah, you're going to start sending her some music.
Right. Hey, Ma, check this one out.
Another one, speaking of music, is that I don't like rap music. It makes me sleepy.
That's fair. I mean, that's valid. Rap can be very, very, very difficult. I feel like it can be a very, very difficult genre. I feel like rap is comparable to country in the sense that, like, either you get it or you don't.
In that sense, yes. I was like, where's
wait
she
a minute,
with
hold
this?
on a second. Yes, no, I hear it. I hear that.
And it's not that I don't like rap music. It's just that like my brain doesn't work. Granted, I do speak very quickly sometimes, and I have 50 tabs open every moment of the day, but sometimes I can't keep up. And when I can't understand it and I can't sing along, I'll just fall asleep, because normally I'm listening to the music in my car when I'm and I'm not driving, mind you. It's not like but yeah, no, I'm just not the biggest fan of it. It doesn't get me hyped like everybody else. And so like it's really hard if I go like on bachelorette trips or whatnot, like it tends to be what's played, and I'm like, I'm gonna go take a nap.
Yeah. Like this is
sorry guys,
not filling my cup right now in any capacity.
Super bass, I got that one, but
not the super bass. Oh my gosh. No, I could definitely see that. And I mean, I will say, speaking, like I said, back to my former gangster, I was a huge rap fan in my younger years, especially when I was in college. Just like you said, Ben mentioned the bachelorette trip, same thing. Night out with the girls, going to the club, or always. I loved it. But me, I think really fast, and I talk really, really fast. And so I would challenge myself to learn the lyrics because I thought I was so forking cool, like that I could rap a rap
how I felt
song.
with Super Bass.
right, exactly.
I watched the YouTube video 15 times with the lyrics so that I could learn it, sound like a G while I'm trying to sing some Nicki Minaj.
And I will say, these rappers these days, like I feel like it's very different, but I don't know that that the music is any different. I think I'm just different, and I just
some of the lyrics are still like the same thing with like they are just written so well.
Oh yeah,
and
100%.
Once I read them and I know what they
like no,
I really can't.
actually I meant to mention it. Actually, it's so funny that you said that because I meant to mention it in one of our episodes that we recorded. I think it was it may have been the non-negotiables, but NF, he's a Christian rapper, and you're familiar with NF.
I was gonna mention him. I was thinking about him this whole time, and you got me to like him.
He's got one that says your mind is a powerful place, and what you feed it can affect you in a powerful way. And then he says something along the lines of, if you wake up in the morning and look in the mirror and say you'll never be great, you'll never be great. And it's not for, I can't remember exactly what he said, but it's something like, and it's not for a lack of trying, but your brain will always find a way to like hold on to that. I can't remember exactly what he says, but it's those lyrics that like you hear it and you may not hear it the first time because it is really fast, but then you hear it again and it's like, oh snap, like that was profound.
Yeah, even with Taylor Swift, like I'll have to listen to something a few times. It's not like that first listen where I'm like, ooh, it's usually a few in where I'm like, oh, okay, this is really starting to sink in.
No, absolutely.
Wow. I think she has been mentioned in every single episode so far. I'm
pretty
sure that
I will meet her. I'm Delulu about it. I don't care.
Gosh, you said that yesterday and I was like...
And then somebody came up to me and was like, we're going to make that happen. We're going to manifest that for you. And I was like, you know what, Steve? This is the energy that I need. Anyways, so, yeah.
All right. Next one I've got is This Is Us.
I have This Is Us on my list, too.
Oh, good.
I just cannot do it, dude.
Guys, listeners, please, if you pick out any of these, please. Actually, no, they're all really important. I just need you all to push Stephanie into each of them. If she doesn't want to use a planner, that's fine, her loss. But she needs to watch This Is Us.
Her loss. For me,
there's so many emotions.
I know, and I know that you and I have talked about it. So, and I've been seeing this all over socials recently of just women shouting out their husbands for being incredible human beings. And I love that because I feel like we're finally moving away from the culture of like, I'm just going to sit here and bash
it's
all
terrible.
the time.
Yeah.
It is. It's toxic. When you wonder why, anyways, never mind.
Boundaries. Definitely have boundaries with people who do that. I will not.
I will not be bad mouthing my husband to anybody. But it basically says like when your husband is so good, your only fear that you have is something happening to him. And I saw it the first time and it was supposed to be like a funny, like real. I did not laugh. I burst into tears because legitimately my biggest fear in all of my life at this time is, God forbid, something happening to OG. And so This Is Us, I feel like might be triggering to me because I did start to watch it and I watched it up to, and I don't want to spoil alert or anything like that, but if you're aware of the show, you've seen the show, you know what happens. And I just, it's really hard for me. I don't know that I could get through it and like not just fall apart every episode. Just being selfish and thinking about myself.
No, and like I watched it. I think I haven't watched it through fully. Not even once. I got to I think like season 6, and that's when I kind of fell off. And then I tried to rewatch, and I wasn't at a point in my life where I could rewatch. I got to that part and broke down because it's just written so well and it's but I'm just now rewatching again, and I'm almost to where I got, like, the furthest that I've gotten, and it's just everybody says that it's such a sad show, and yes, like, there's so many sad moments in it.
Mhm.
It's so real, and, like, it has the
Yeah.
happiness in it too, though, and it's just, like, it's so real and relatable, and I do understand if that's why people don't wanna watch it is because, like, they use entertainment as, like, a distraction from some of these
Mm.
things,
Mhm.
but holy cow, it's so good. It's
You're the biggest fan.
so
You're their
good.
biggest fan. Halls watched the podcast. She
I
listened to
am
the
watching their
podcast.
podcast
Yeah.
too. It's
And I love that.
and
Like
they're so funny, but
yeah.
they oh my gosh, it's I
I will
laugh so
say,
much
like,
in this show.
the episodes that I did watch, like, the dynamic between the siblings and stuff, hilarious. They're definitely, I mean, from everything that I saw, the show is incredible. I just don't know. And maybe one day.
I
But
feel like I've learned a lot of, like, from they have so many different types of relationships in it, not just like sibling, but like marital. And I'm like, I really like
Mhm.
the way that this husband and wife kind of navigate these situations or parent
Right.
their kids and try to, oh, golly, I've learned so much from it, which sounds so ridiculous, but I have. Like, there's
No.
such good examples in it that I think that's why I like it so much, is because I'm like, this is kind of productive because I'm learning
Yeah.
something from it, and
Yeah.
it's giving me
It
real life
translates.
scenarios. It's not like how do I survive a zombie apocalypse that I'm learning.
Right.
Like, this is like I can actually apply this to my day to day.
Right. No,
Also,
that's
Walking Dead is a
valid.
great show too, though. But yeah,
It is.
This Is Us was on there, and then my last one was that I had a this or that. I'm just jumping into it, and I'm gonna combine these two into a this or that because we're running out of time. But Steph is enjoying Seinfeld, and I'm a Friends girly, and it's really, really hard because Friends is my favorite show of all time. That Steph has never seen it.
I haven't.
Ugh.
I couldn't get past
That's
the
what
laugh
I
track.
think when you text me is here's this girl who hasn't seen Friends running a podcast with her.
She hates Jim Carrey. I've never seen Friends, and this is how you start a podcast. Podcasting
Yeah,
101.
Step 3.
No, but I genuinely, I know I said this to you last week because of Seinfeld. So Seinfeld, like, I hated Seinfeld. I hated Seinfeld. I hated everything about it. I didn't want to watch reruns. I didn't want to see it on the TV. Nothing at all. Well, OG, because we're readers. Halls and I are also readers. And I'll read my book and he watches Seinfeld. Well, eventually you just kind of can't help but hear what's happening and things like that.
This is so funny. This is literally Em and I's night every night.
I mean, come on now. Let's be so for real right
We're
now.
not new here.
Right, no. But no, I just slowly started and then we watched it from start to finish, and now I will say it's a good show. I get it. Like, but I
don't want to
because
spend 40 minutes watching people walk through a parking garage. I don't. They don't ever leave it. I just know.
But I think because of the laugh track in Seinfeld, I might be able to get past the laugh track in Friends now, because I think that really and genuinely that was the thing that like bugged me the most. Because if I don't think that it's funny, and I like not necessarily like whatever, it doesn't not like funny overall, but like the one joke that they made, it didn't hit for me. And then there's a laugh track. I'm like, that's stupid. That's how I felt about it. Now it's just like anything else, you just tune it out. So for you,
I
Halls,
don't even notice the laugh track, so I think that was it.
How about this? Because every good relationship is give, take, and compromise. How about if I promise to watch Friends, you'll give me a year of no This Is Us harassment?
Okay, harassment's a strong word.
Okay. And as soon as I said it, I was like, she's gonna hate
you?
that. No, not at all.
I know
that's
you would
like
it. That's all is just okay. There have been quite a few things that I have.
Okay.
I will say push. I have pushed things on you, but a lot of that I pushed Taylor Swift on you.
And
I need that to be known.
Like,
and now here we are.
For your life.
I did change your life.
Okay, how many times though, you're not wrong, she's not wrong, listeners, at all, where I've mentioned it before, I zig and I zag, and something will come up and I'm like, all right, you were right. It's really good. I actually like it a lot. I'm sorry. You're right. I'm wrong.
It's like a staple of our friendship.
It is 100%. I'll get there eventually, okay? And we all know this. So, but
I'll take Friends over This Is Us, though, for sure.
You heard it here first, people. We're locking in.
Edit it out. Just
cut it.
Cut it right now. No, for now, like, because I think Friends is an easier binge to watch. It's not. Yeah. It's not hard. It's not heavy. It's
right.
It's a good one for sure.
Okay, I'll do it. Bet.
That's gonna be your goals check-in next time, which we definitely skipped this episode. I 100% forgot that we missed that goals check-in.
No goals check-ins on fun episodes.
Yeah, this is
we'll set that boundary now.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
Rest episode. The goal check-in. We're gonna see how far Steph got with Friends.
10-4. I'm locking in. Engaging. This was fun. We should do this.
This was a lot of fun.
We're gonna do this more often for sure. I hope that you guys had just as much as fun. I don't have a what are we loving right now other than our listeners. I didn't come up with one for this episode either.
That it's Friday and I get to work from home and it's about to be the weekend.
Preach. That's a good one. That's a solid. That is a solid. Yep. I'm loving that it's Friday. That we work from home. And you know what? I'm loving that Miss B woke up this morning with a fever and she was not feeling very well. And I'm not loving that. I'm not loving that at all. But I'm loving that I had the freedom of knowing that I work from home and until I could get childcare coverage here to get her taken care of, my baby girl, I set up a little area for her right by me so I can get what I need to be done so I can be the business professional that I pride myself in being while also being a mom. Thank you, Halls, for that mindset shift because that is my what are we loving right now. Amen.
There's so many, for sure.
Yes, there are.
Even if we don't have them prepared, just a quick.
It's easy to think of something if you just give yourself a moment to ponder it, for sure.
Oh, yeah. But thank you, listeners.
Thank you, listeners. We love you, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
There are millions of fonts in the world, and new ones are constantly being developed. If you happen to be one of those millions out there that speak our language and are still developing, just like we are, stick with us.
We want to thank you for spending your time with us today, and we'll talk to you on the next episode of Same Language, Different Font. Love you, listeners.